What's up, guys? You remember this story that came out a few years ago, I think 2023, where there was a bunch of, you know, uh, Asian students, or well, I can't say all, but somebody in the Asian organization um, filed a lawsuit against affirmative action to the Supreme Court. Well, the numbers came out. Well, I already knew blacks um, acceptance rate stayed the same, but the Asian rates dropped, and everybody was saying, so what are they saying now? What's going on? Why they ain't getting accepted into the schools and stuff like that? And I'm gonna break that down for you guys too. But let's just hear what a couple people have to say about it, and then I'll go from there.
HBCU. A week or so ago, I made a video about how the attendance rate for incoming Asian American freshmen had declined at Yale since affirmative action was overturned. And now we're getting more schools, okay? In that video, I said how Asian Americans were suing colleges and suing to get affirmative action overturned. They were all on Twitter saying that they didn't get into schools because the spot was given to a black person because of affirmative action.
Exactly. So what they thought was gonna happen was the school's gonna be 70, 80% of Asians. That's never gonna happen. White folks are never gonna let you become that huge and it's their school. It's not gonna happen. You gotta understand, Harvard's been around since like the 1800s, 1700s, something like that, and it's a predominantly white institution. It's always been that way. However, in the 60s, blacks were fighting to get accepted to the schools to have the opportunity, whether they want to go there or not, have the opportunity to go to a PWI and not be discriminated against. But a lot of Asians are first generation Asians. That means they only been in the country. The kids, the first generation, they only been in the country 30 years, 20, 30 years. So you went around fighting in the 60s. Not always, but a lot. You went around fighting in the 60s. The people who are accepted, like on the acceptance team, they was going to school in high school in the 60s. They might graduate 68, 69, 58. Dude, they graduated with nothing but white people. They don't want to look up and see their kids can't go to the school because a bunch of Asians got the job. They don't want to see that. Then on top of that, I just looked up. Asian Americans make up like 4% of the U.S. military. So you're not even fighting for the country. Yeah, you're not playing that many sports. You're not bringing any money to the school. Like, this is what they're thinking. Not me. I'm just telling you what, you know, from their point of view. Now, it's like, you're not fighting for the country. Everything you do is just revolved around school. This school, I'm on the math team, I'm in the math league. I mean, like, yo, go hit a baseball. You think they're going to turn rank Shohei Ohtani, even if he got a 700 SAT score? No, he's bringing recognition to the school. Even though Harvard's an amazing school and everybody there is smart, everybody there is smart. You don't think they want to win the College World Series? You don't think they want to be in the Final Four in basketball? You don't think they want to beat LSU one time in football? Like, yo, go pick up a ball. Do something that's going to bring some recognition to us. Because going to school, being in the math club, that's not bringing recognition to us. We already known for that. Already. So that's what they're thinking. But yeah, they were blaming black people. Like, come on now, really. The black acceptance rate at Harvard, I think the one time I saw like 3%. At some schools like 14%, maybe hopefully it's like 30%. But come on, it's like, really, you gonna blame us? We not. Let me see. Let me look up Chat GPT. That's my shit now. Chat GPT. Oh, and shout out to whoever watched me. Okay, Chat GPT, Gemini. In 2022, what was the demographic for acceptance at Harvard University? Okay, according to ChatGPT, total applicants 61,000, total admitted 1,900. So already 61,000 people are applying. They only bring it 2,000 people. So a lot of motherfuckers not gonna make it. So what's gonna make you stand up? Yeah, I got a 1560. Everybody got a 1560 in this bitch. Everybody got 1500. What's the difference? 1400, 1500, 1600, 1300. What's the difference? Everybody's smart. What are you doing to separate yourself? And stop saying, yo, I didn't do it because I was Asian. That's what they told us. We never played the race card. But y'all played the race. I didn't get accepted because I was Asian. Nigga, what? Nigga, what? They joined the military. Say, bam, they gonna take you in. Yo, I just did a tour in Afghanistan. I did 3 years. I came back. I'm 25 now. I want to be in school. He fought for our country. Like, God dang, you just coming over to take everything. And then on top of that, I know I got to look at the demographic, but there's a lot of them that graduate and then go back overseas. A lot of them, you think they want that? You're gonna graduate here, do something here. It's cool at first, a little bit like, oh, we got a couple people over there doing stuff, but it can't be that many. Okay, early action acceptance rate 7.9%, 740. They barely take anybody anyway. Okay, now Asian Americans made up 28%. I round up everything, so 27.8%, 28%. So Asian Americans made up 28%. Blacks made up 16%. Hispanics made up 13%. Native American 3%. Okay, so bam. Now you like, but they won't go there because first of all, they don't want a whole school of it, and then they say they get on us because our personality rate. Like, nigga, you can't be having a 1500 SAT score, a 4.5 GPA, extracurricular activity. You're in the math in the science club. Nigga, get out and hit a ball or something. Do something. Go be a comedian. Something. Shit. Because everything just total around school. Like, yo, I'm tell you right now, if you could hit this baseball, trust me, you won't need a 1500 because you're bringing recognition to the school. You're bringing money, eyeballs, something, ESPN TV. But if you just go to school, nobody sees you. There's just a bunch of guys at school, quote unquote nerds at school. Like, yo, you got to do something. But they was blaming the shit out of us, and this is 2022. First generation, 20 points. Now you got to understand, in the legacy, it's 50%, not 50%, 50% of white students is legacy. Your parents on the staff, your parents graduated, they donate money. You got family members to go with the school here, legacy. So let me see how many white students are at Harvard 2022. In 2022, how many white students were accepted into Harvard? So that's 50% is legacy. I saw that. Got time to show you guys, but here. Okay, for the class of 2026, admitted in 2022. Okay, admitted in 2022. Okay, Harvard has hovered around 35 to 40% white. Okay, so that means 20% is legacy off the rip. Now you got to compete with other motherfuckers. You compete with 80%, so off the rip. So if we apply a conservative estimate of 40% to the 1954 in 2022, roughly 780 white students were offered admissions. Okay, so 40% of everybody that was accepted was white. That's 780. Half, 300 and 350 is 700. 340. No. 350, that's 700. Okay, yeah, 360. Nope. 400, 380. How could it be 380? 390 was white. I ain't go to Harvard, you know what I'm saying? 390 was white. But like I said, I wrote through it. Okay, better. So that's 390 off the rip. Legacy. Every year. my mom would talk, my dad would talk. You gotta do something that's gonna stand out. You know what I'm saying? Well, we gotta work twice hard. You not working twice hard. You just in the books. Think about that. It's more to college than books. Write a book before you get there. Shit. Be on the comedy team or something. You know what I'm saying? Be stand-up, make some kind of TV. Hit a ball. Do something that's gonna bring recognition to the school. Because if I'm smart, you smart, you smart, you smart. Only one of us get in. 3 people gonna be like, well, I didn't get in. Because no, nigga, because you ain't do nothing to stand out from the crowd. You see what I'm saying? Stand out from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? See how I flex on them? Stand out from the crowd. All right, let's see what else got.
So I saw this and it made me really upset.
What was that?
So I saw this and it made me really upset. Albeit it is Fox News, so take it with a grain of salt. He says he would have gotten into one of his dream schools if it wasn't for these meddling Negroes. It applied to
Yeah, let me go take a deep dive in that. That caught me off guard. Let me see what that said. That caught me off guard. Okay, cool. That caught me off guard. Let's bring it back. Meddling Negroes. What's this shit? God dang, you know, call me a Negro.
A week or so ago,
So I saw this and it made me really upset. Albeit it is Fox News, so take it with a grain of salt. He says he would have gotten into one of his dream schools if it wasn't for these meddling Negroes. It applied to MIT, Caltech, Princeton, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, and UC Berkeley, and he was rejected by all of them. I was scared of getting backlash on social media for raising awareness about unfair admission, for fighting for what I think is a really important issue. So he goes to the Students for Fair Admissions, sketchy. He said, I gave them my test scores and then they must have ran the model on that. I'm not sure where they ran that on. And they told me I had a 20%.
Okay, first of all, ain't no model. It's people in there. AI cannot determine people in there. Like, yo, I feel this way today. I feel that way tomorrow. Guess what? I got a legacy student coming in. I just watched a baseball game. This guy can hit a ball. He trying to join the baseball team as a walk-on. And you trying to join a math club. You ain't about to solve no equation that's been around since the 1800s. I'm going to get with him. And 20% chance, that means you failed. That means you failed.
Chance of getting accepted to Harvard as an Asian American and a 95% chance as an African American. Mind you, these are the rates of admission at Harvard. And
But
so I saw this and it made me
I just showed you guys that. Oh, yeah.
really upset. Albeit it is Fox News, so take it with a grain of salt. He says he would have gotten into one of his dream schools if it wasn't for these meddling Negroes. It applied to MIT, Caltech, Princeton, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, and UC Berkeley, and he was rejected by all of them. I was scared of getting backlash on social media for raising awareness about unfair admission, for fighting for what I think is a really important issue.
So he goes to the Students for Fair Admissions,
sketchy. He said, I gave them my
they must
have ran the model on that. I'm not sure where they ran that on. And they told me I had a 20% chance of getting accepted to Harvard as an Asian American and a 95% chance as an African American. Mind you, these are the rates of admission at Harvard. And he's right here, 27.9% Asian, 15.2% African American. Oh, I forgot. California banned affirmative action in the 90s. But I don't think he realizes that he's also a minority, that he also benefits from affirmative action. But mind you, all of these Ivy League schools make up like less than.
Now, once again, benefiting from affirmative action. But you ain't fought for it. Ain't shed no blood for it. You're not even in the military. Let's look up the demographics for the military. ChatGPT. You might say, what does that got nothing to do with it? Hey, you got to fight for the country. Think they're not gonna let you in? It's a lot of shit going on. What is the demographics for the United States military? So they have all kind of things, man. We're gonna pay for your kids' education. We're gonna pay for your education. All kind of things. Okay, whites make up It's a 67. I'm gonna take the high number. It take whites make up 69% of the United States military. Blacks make up around up, round out 17% of the United States military. Hispanics make up 20% of the United States military. Asians, 5%. Native Hawaiian percent often total 100,000 because Hispanic is considered an ethnicity. They can overlap with any racial group. Okay, bam. Yeah. Come on now.
And 5% of African American people, but somehow it's their fault he couldn't get into the schools. It's crazy how he blames the black kids, but not the legacy kids or the kids that have rich parents that give money to the schools. And not to mention, Berkeley has primarily Asian students. Not to mention, a few years ago, there was a big scandal involving parents bribing school officials to get their below.
They did that. That girl from not Family Matters. In the house, Full House. I think she went to jail for that. Personally, I don't think that's a crime. So,
average kids into the schools. But yes, let's blame it on affirmative action. And let's not mention that near perfect scores don't cut it anymore. You can have perfect scores and still not get in. It doesn't equal to automatic acceptance into these big Ivy League schools because everybody who's getting into these schools either have the same grades as you or better grades than you. If you're lacking in extracurricular activities, creativity, and other aspects, then
yeah, everybody's smart. You got a 1600, you got a 1200. Everybody's smart. You got a 1600 and you ain't stepped 1 foot out the library. Meanwhile, I got a 1100, but I'm on the golf team, I'm on the baseball team. I'm playing football. I'm bringing recognition to your school. I'm helping you get to March Madness with bringing money. You not bringing in money. Not even donating money. You take a loan out? Come on, fam. Ouch, that hurt. They looked a little waste the other day. That hurt, but yeah.
You're not gonna get in. Obviously, there's anti-Asian racism in admissions, but to blame black people for the reason why you're not getting into these schools is incredibly ridiculous. He's from Florida, and UC schools prioritize.
Incredibly ridiculous. I don't know how our name get brought up in anything. Meddling Negroes. Ooh, I like that word.
California students. Whenever somebody gets rejected from one of their dream schools, they get on social media, they go to Fox News, they go to some racist news place, and they blame black people for it every single time because y'all don't really believe that black people belong in these schools. Because when you get in, you start to moan and bitch about affirmative action and how people below standards are getting in. When these kids applying to these schools have perfect SAT scores and perfect GPAs, just like you. Now it takes more than a perfect score to get into these schools, to get even viewed or even interview. You gotta be a diamond in the rough these days to get into any of these schools. Either you're a legacy, you are wealthy, you are an athlete, or you have like an amazing story for you to get in. Maybe
now they gotta have an amazing story. She said they gotta have an amazing story. I remember, let me see if I can find it. There was a girl, they made a movie about her. Well, let's see if we can watch the trailer. They made a movie about her. She was homeless, like in New York. Did something, I think she dropped out of high school, took the SATs, made a perfect score on it, and got a scholarship to Harvard. Let's see if we can find her. It was a Lifetime movie or something like that. Let's see if we can find her. Okay. ChatGPT. This my shit now. It'd be wrong sometimes. Well, I ain't gonna lie. That hoe will be wrong. You'd be like, nigga, ChatGPT said wrong. It'd be like, shit, I'll be like, nigga, what? That bitch wrong. My teeth look all right. It's one of them. Look a little low though. Hold up. We're gonna look at this real quick. I'll be right back. Try to find that. Give me 1 second. Chat. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Now my teeth used to be crooked out the wall. Let me get to out. ADD. I almost got what I was looking up for. Okay. Movie about a homeless girl who scored a perfect SAT and got accepted into Harvard. Lifetime movie. And I think life got too hard for her or whatever. Like she ended up having to drop out of Harvard too. Homeless to Harvard, the Liz Murray story, which premiered on Lifetime in 2003. Got to have an amazing story behind it. Got to have an amazing story behind it. Okay, so let's see if we can watch the trailer. I hope YouTube don't get on me about this shit. Let me see if I can do something with this. Yeah, let me see if I can remove